3.
You know those guys that were drinking.
Hey, folks, finally I got a story for Talking with the Devil. Now, I got a great one. I hinted on the Facebook. If you haven't seen it yet, I got the 20. They can't see it yet, brother, so save it just 1 second. But no, I got a guy here, folks. Now, if you're a fan like I am of great old B movies and grew up with the Saturday morning features and the Sunday morning features and Kung Fu Theater, B movies were the shit once. So, folks, in the first edition of Talking with the Devil, I have got David "The Rock" Nelson, director, actor, voiceover guy, from what he's told me so far. Interesting story otherwise. David "The Rock" Nelson, director of the most recent film he's done, The Devil Ant. And 1 second, David, it is all you once you see yourself.
Yeah, well, actually, Devil Ant was made in 1999. And my most recent one is Dinosaur Woman. I didn't tell you about that one.
No, you didn't.
And Bigfoot Runs Amok. And that was probably the worst Bigfoot movie of all time. I'm just being honest. I watched it. I tried my best. A lot of it's good. But there's a lot of stuff that's really cheesy, bad. But it's funny, though. And people like it. So if people like it, I'm happy.
So, first
if
off,
people laugh at my movies and have a good time, then I know I've done my job. I'm trying to entertain people, make them laugh. I don't make gross horror films with people regurgitating. One guy wrote me and he says, yeah, I vomit in movies, you know. This guy, one guy from L.A., he's got a reputation of doing that in movies. And I said, I don't know if I want to have that in my movie. It's too gross. That's gross. I mean, if I'm eating it, I'm going to lose my appetite. I like to eat when I'm watching movies. I like to guzzle my jaw. Good. That's a good job, right? Amtrak job there. And you know, I stay up late and watch monster movies, and yeah, some people say, "Oh, you're addicted." Yeah, well, it's a good addiction because it's fun. And look, I even got some chocolate. I got I got some dinosaur cards. I got those for like $3 at the Terror on the Isles Film Fest in Chicago at the Patio Theater. This guy was selling them. That's from like 1985, man. 1988.
That's crazy, brother.
And it's got a stick of gum in there. But you know, I used to buy the Spook Stories cards back in 1961 for 5 cents at Ben Franklin in Park Ridge at 130 South Prospect. Now it's a restaurant. It used to be the home of Pioneer Press newspaper. My mom's a proofreader there. But then they fired her on 975 because they wanted a younger, hotter looking chick. Because my mom was like about, 60. So they wanted young girls, And so the point is, but my mom was a good speller, and she taught me how to spell good. That's why I'm a good speller. My mom didn't want me making monster movies. She says, David, I wish you'd do something more constructive with your time. I said, Mom, you can't stop me from making monster movies because you know I'm going to do it anyway. So, I told that at the B-movie celebration out there when they had it over at Downers Grove, Illinois. And they had a couple years ago, 2014. This is right after I got healed of prostate cancer. They cut out my prostate cancer. I'm healed. So Jesus healed me, but he used the doctors to do it at the VA Hines Hospital. Because I'm a veteran. I was in the Marines for 4 years. But the point is, I was celebrating there, and they actually gave me an award of a documentary I was in called Rewind This. And I'm in like 5 minutes of it. It's by Josh Johnson. He got an award for Best Documentary. It's called Rewind This. It's a documentary about video VHS fans, people who film their movies on video like I used to do. Now I use a memory card, but I still saved all my old video footage. I still use that in my movies, and so and now I'm getting known. I've been doing this 26 years as a hobby. I didn't quit, even though my mom said, David, you won't get any dates. You won't get any dates with girls. Is that all you talk about is boxing, the Bible, and monster movies? I say, but Mom, those are the things that matter to me. She goes, well, you won't get any girlfriends. I said, Mom, there's a lot of girls go to sci-fi conventions. Hey, there's a lot of hot chicks. This chick was well built. She was a lot. And she says, she says, what's it like? I said, what's it like meeting David "The Rock" Nelson? She goes, oh, fantastic, wonderful, thrilling. And I'm like, oh man, I got to ask her out, because you could tell she digged me, But she didn't hang around, and I didn't get her phone number. But, that's the way it goes. I've met other nice girls, too, and they got away. But you know what? I got a girlfriend, and she cares about me. She's a good kid. And she's in my movies, so, and she's got a good heart, and that's most important. Amen, brother?
Absolutely, brother. Now, David, you just said something that made me think of something. Your energy, especially talking about your mom and the movies and stuff, you remind me of Crumb.
Oh yeah. Oh, like what's his name?
R.R. Crumb, yeah, the animator.
The movie, yeah.
Prince the Cat and stuff.
John Candy.
Yeah.
John Candy. You know my girlfriend's cousin looks just like John Candy. He lives in Chicago. And I see this guy's hey, Nick, I said, you know, you look like John Candy. He goes, thanks. And I got my picture with him, and he told me his name, and I told him that I know Janet. He said, I told him I did a girl named Janet. I showed him the flyer. He goes, hey, that's my cousin. I think it was his cousin or something. It's like a first cousin to my girlfriend, and I didn't even know that. I meet this guy. He looks like John Candy. And
Gotta love a world like that.
And I showed him my flyer. He goes, wait a minute, that's my cousin. You're dating my cousin? Like, yeah. You know? So, you know, I got my pictures. I got my picture with John Candy's double. You know, I forget his name, but he's a comedian out in Chicago. But, you know, I do stand-up comedy, too. In fact, I want to do it. I like to tell the stories about the Marine Corps. Like my drill instructor, he says, Nelson, Staff Sergeant John Hoskins. He was a bad. He's down in San Diego boot camp, 1976. June 1976, he says, Nelson, you know what I think about you? I said, no, sir. He says, I think you're weird. Do you understand? I said, yes, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. Aye, aye, sir. 1, sir. Don't bend the knee, sir. 2, sir. Heels on the line. Touch, sir. He said, never mind that, Nelson. Just get out of my face. And he says, Nelson, I knew a Marine from Chicago, and he defecated in his drawers, and he stuffed his dirty drawers into his flashlight. Aim it a little bit more this way. There we go.
All right, there we go. My arm gets a little sleepy.
More this way, I can see the windows better. I liked it the way it was. Yeah, I'll just move. He says, yeah, I knew a Marine from Chicago, Nelson, and he defecated in his drawers, and he stuffed his dirty skivvies down his flashlight. He says, give me your flashlight, Nelson. Yeah, this is the inspection at night. They have a nightly inspection at 9:30. You know, we got to take a shower and shave and put foot powder on our feet, and we got to clean our fingernails. They check your fingernails. They check your ears. You got to use a Q-tip. They aim a flashlight in your ear and make sure you don't got earwax in there. Yeah, that's right, man. And you got to shave and brush your fangs every night. See, I brush my fangs every day. I use crust. Yeah,
there you go.
Because I'm a carnivore. Yeah. So the point is, I like hamburgers but I eat veggies too. You got to get your veggies. So I healed myself by acid reflux by eating more things with fiber. Like I started adding a little bit of applesauce. If I don't have applesauce, I have a banana. But I don't have that every day. But I gave up the spicy food for like 8 months, and I gave up beer, all carbonated beverage for like 8 months, and I gave up lasagna and spaghetti, anything with red sauce for like 8 months. That's how long it took me. And I cut down on the coffee. I had like 1 small cup a day, like a sample cup, or a half a cup total. And I drank water and tea. And I noticed, and I ate like oatmeal or granola bars. I'd snack on granola bars because it's got fiber. And you know what I noticed? Oatmeal and granola bars, it like soaks up stomach acid, But you need stomach acid to digest food, so don't take the proton pump inhibitors. What you need to do is change your diet. Start having some applesauce in your diet because that's fiber. And also soothes your stomach. Maybe have some Jell-O, anything that like soothes your stomach. I would say, like instead of ice cream, have a little bit of sherbet or something. But have like granola bar, not a lot of them, a couple of them a day, or maybe a bowl of oatmeal a day in the morning. You can still have eggs, you can still have coffee, but cut down on it. Maybe have a half a cup a day, or maybe a half a cup in the morning, half a cup at night if you really gotta have it. And then drink tea instead for like 8 months, and give up beer for 8 months, give up lasagna for 8 months. And have yogurt, maybe some yogurt every day, like at least one, because that has digestive enzymes in it. What do you call it? Whatever you call them. And the good bacteria that's good for your stomach. Anything that'll help. And you don't give up those proton pump inhibitors because I hear that they have bad side effects. You start eating more fiber food. What it does, it helps your digestion. And drink more water and more tea and no carbonated beverages and no beer. You can have a little bit of wine, but that's not carbonated like beer. But don't be guzzling beers and saying, well, I want to get drunk. No, you're going to have acid reflux and it's going to come up because the carbonation causes you to burp and then, and it burns, it gives that burning pain up here. So give up the spicy food. Dump your hot sauce, flush it down the toilet. Now, not the bottle. Just throw the bottle in the garbage. Pour it. That's what I did. I poured that whole brand new bottle of hot sauce down. I flushed it, and I took the bottle and threw it in the trash can. But and no hot sauce for like it. If you that, your body will naturally heal. And I'm healed, man. I'm 60, man. Look. How many guys are 60 who look like that? You tell me, how many guys are 60?
You got a point
That's
there,
all
man.
natural. Look at that.
You got a point, brother.
See, I do my push-ups. Look, see, I got triceps too, man. That's what I'm doing.
Hell yeah.
Smoking Joe Frazier, left hook.
Hey, once a Marine, always a Marine, right, brother?
Are you jealous of my body? I'm 60, that's all natural. I never took a steroid. I eat good, I drink my milk, and I do my push-ups.
So here's the question
Not
for
every
you.
day, though. You know, I do push-ups like once a week, 2 sets of like 30, and the next day I'll do like the rowing, 2 sets of 15, 20 reps of rowing, and then I do like 2 sets of 10, 15 curls. And then the next day I'll do a lot. I walk every day, like about a mile a day. And next day I might do knee bends, you know, like this, you know, knee bends, like 30 of those, and toe raises where I come from my toes, you know, 30. But then next day I might do overhead press, 2 sets of 20, 15, and then bar dips. Bar dips, you know, 2 sets of 15. That's good for the triceps, man. It's not just a bicep,
brother, that's some solid stuff.
It's from doing push-ups and stuff. Are you
know
jealous
you
of my
can't see
body?
me, folks,
How many guys
but
are
that's
60
real.
look like that? And I'm going on 61 November 27th, and I'm proud of that. Same birthday as Bruce Lee and Jimi Hendrix.
Right
Jimi
on,
Hendrix
brother.
I was born on Jimi Hendrix's 14th birthday, and I was born on Bruce Lee's 16th birthday, November 27th.
Right
56, which is the year Bela Lugosi died. By the way, this is the Sheep Creature. It's 1956, made the year I was born. That's a great movie. That suit was made by Paul Blaisdell, and Bob Burns, his buddy, his friend, helped him. And Paul Blaisdell made all those monsters for the American International Pictures, like Sheep Creature, Day the World Ended, directed by Roger Corman, and the song. What else? The monster and it conquered the world. Roger Corman, that creature in the cave with the claws attacked Beverly Garland. She goes, "So that's what you look like. You're ugly, horrible. Go on, you think you're gonna make a slave of the world? I'll see you in hell first." She was shooting. She goes, "Ah!" Yeah, she's screaming because the monster has got those claws. And so, you know, Jonathan Hayes says, "Hey, there's a monster killing a girl in a cave." And, you know, so there's the army shooting at the monster. You know, Jonathan Hayes, I met him. I met Roger Corman 3 times. I met Jonathan Hayes like twice, who starred in Roger Corman movies. I met Beverly Garland once. She's going to be in like Devil Ant 6. Devil Ant versus the Monster Bash or something like that. That's the annual Monster Bash convention. I'm a guest there every year. And by the way, you people got to buy my stinking movies because I need your money and you need my movies. They're great at a party when you're drunk and in a room full of people, or when you're guzzling Java. You know, that's Devil Ant.
That's the one I've got, folks. I got the picture.
That's me and Sven Gooley. You can find me on Facebook and see me on YouTube. Search for David Rock Nelson. Buy my stinking movies. My movies are good. Buy my stinking movies.
I'm going to definitely get one and review it.
Frankenstein stalks. Frankenstein stalks. Yeah, I drew that picture of Frankenstein. Isn't that cool?
Hell yeah,
I made
brother.
that business card
Hell
on
yeah.
election day when we voted when we were voting for Bush. I was a Republican judge of. I gave people their ballots so they could vote. You know, they have to be registered, of course. They have to be in our precinct, you know, because I did precinct 135 over there, Main Township, Des Plaines, Illinois, and I get paid like, you know, $170 to help out one day, you know, because I went to the class, and, you know, but whatever, I did that for 20 years. But, you know, that now I don't do it. That's good. I don't have to get up early at 5 o'clock. I can sleep in, and I can watch Matlock at 9 a.m. and I can watch Perry Mason at 8 a.m. on MeTV.
Well, this weekend you're not going to be watching Perry Mason.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to the Gettysburg, to the Dime Museum in Gettysburg, and I'm going to talk on stage with my annual rock talk. Well, it's the first time I've been to Gettysburg, and so they're having me as a guest, and I'm going to show a couple of my movies, Night of the Pumpkin Man, and then maybe War of the Werewolves, or maybe highlights of Dinosaur Woman. But Night of the Pumpkin Man, which I think is one of my best movies, because it's a nice short 33-minute mini like featurette. You know, it's not too short, it's not too long, and it's fun. And I think that's a perfect Halloween movie. I think everybody will like that. But, you know, and then I did one called Mummy 1993 where I play a mummy. I did the makeup myself. So, anything you want to ask me?
Well, that was the next question. You've already given me quite a bit to work with. But the next question is pretty simple.
Yeah.
I think you said the most important thing about B movies, the whole reason why there's still the love of movies like Ed Wood, yours, and other types of that, the non-mainstream, the underground. Ed, man, what a great guy he was. I mean, not just Plan 9, but Glenda, and...
They called me the Ed Wood of the 90s, Psychotronic Film Society in Chicago. I was making these movies. My first movie was Frankenstein versus Saddam Hussein. Because I was a Marine and I wanted to have like Frankenstein battle Saddam. I got this over-the-head Saddam mask right now. It's really funny. You have a big nose, and it's like, and I put it on, and I wore it when we go through the pay toll booths, because I used to sell dictionaries door to door for Funkin' Wagnalls World Publishers. And I go door to door. We sold Funkin' Wagnalls 2-volume dictionary, encyclopedias, and magazine subscription to Newsweek. And I sold a 2-year subscription to Newsweek to Leon Spinks, former heavyweight champion, because he was a greeter at Ditka City Lights in Chicago in 1989. I still got the receipt. I got a copy of it, and I got a couple pictures of me and Leon together. He's holding the dictionaries. It's on my Facebook page. You know, it's got it in my Facebook album where celebrities meet rock, whatever. And Leon Spinks, and I asked him, I questioned him. I said, "What'd you think about those dictionaries?" I brought my video camera, and he goes, "Well, I like them. My family likes them, you know." And I said, and Muhammad Ali bought the same set of dictionaries he did from another one of our sellers, Carlo Iaquino, out in L.A., out in California somewhere. Carlo Iaquino, who was the top salesman for World Publishers. But you know, then we had Larry the Doc Murdoch. You know, that was World. That, you know, I figured, now that I'm not working for World Publishers, I'm gonna do the same thing with my monster movie. So I went door to door to the same areas where I went in my dictionary, and I went door to door in Chicago to Maywood, and the Maywood Police Department let me go into their office. They let me go in the back, and I pitched the fire chief. I pitched Sergeant Brown of Maywood Police Department. You know, Maywood. You know, that's a different complexion than I am. You know, and it can be kind of scary there at night. You know, they got a lot of thugs out there, and you got to be careful out there. But you know, those Maywood cops are nice people, man. They were cool, man. They acted like I was one of them. They let me go back and show my movie, show my dictionary to the fire chief, the chief of police. You know, they only let important people back there, man. But they liked me. They said, "This guy's a nice guy. Let's let him come back here." It's like they accepted me right away, and that they bought three of the guys bought. The fire chief bought one, Sergeant Brown bought one, and I think the chief of police all bought a dictionary from me. They got a subscription to Newsweek or U.S. News and World Report. And then later on, but they wouldn't buy the movie though. I think I sold one movie to a cop back there, and then a gas station, and they would buy 2 of them. I made $40. And then in the first hour and a half selling my movies, I made $30 my first hour and a half. Doing door to door with Frankenstein versus Saddam Hussein back in '91 after I was fired from World Publishers by Steven Slamowitz. Because he slammed the door on me. No, just kidding. No, he's a nice guy. I met him. In fact, I put him in my latest movie, Giant Horny Toad Monster. and Devil Ant 3, Son of Devil Ant. I just finished that last year. And Giant Horny Toad Monster is like a giant plastic lizard I got at Dollar Tree for $1. And I figured, if some kid buys this, they'll just chew on it. It'll be another toy. But if I buy it, I will immortalize it, and many people will be entertained by it. And I looked at that thing and I said, "You're gonna make me lots of money," you know, because this is like my first movie in like 4 years, you know, and I've been working on this thing for almost 5 years. And Giant Horny Toad Monster. When I finished, that thing was like 5 hours and 45 minutes long. I edited it down to 2 hours and 59. It's on DVD. It's a 2 hour and 59-minute movie. You get previews and outtakes. Buy Giant Horny Toad Monster. It's really cheesy, but it's funny. And Svengoolie's in it. And also, I finished Dinosaur Woman, which I think is one of my best movies. And Forrest J. Ackerman is in it, the founding editor of Famous Monsters of Filmland. He's in Night of the Pumpkin Men, the one I'm showing at the Dime Museum, Saturday night the 28th in Gettysburg. And then I'm going to be on WGN Morning News in Chicago, October 31st, Halloween, my big 21st annual Halloween appearance since ¡97. I've been in there every year. Why? Because I wrote them for three times a year for 3.5 years. I just kept writing. I said, well, this is the movie I'm doing now. I made my own letterhead, and I made like 20 copies of it. Like my own, I made it with photographs taken of me by my brother and sister, and I made my own stationery. I put 2 photos of me, one where I'm holding my Frankenstein mask, another one where I got my suit coat and my tie on, and got my video camera. I'm holding a script, you know. It's really just a notebook. I'm pretending it's a script. And then I've got my megaphone, you know. I'm sitting in my director's chair, which we got at a garage sale for about $2. But, you know, I'm sitting there, and I used that as a part of my letterhead. I got these, and then I enlarged, I went to Kinko's and enlarged my name so it's really real big. And it says, David Rock Nelson, B-monster filmmaker, actor, former Golden Gloves boxer, former Marine. I was in the Marines from 76 to 8, so I put former Marine, ex-Chicago Golden Gloves boxer, I had 26 amateur fights. And I lost most of them by decision, but you know, I gave my best and I won 5 fights and I beat guys that were bigger than me. I drew a guy that was 15, 18 pounds heavier and was the Illinois State light heavyweight champ in the pros 2 years after I tied him. And he beat the number 6 rated light heavyweight in the whole world, Leonzer Barber. He knocked him out in 6 rounds. I'm talking about James Flowers. He used to be a pro heavyweight. You know how he trains boxers down in Chicago. But the point is, I boxed him twice in the Golden Gloves '89. I tied him in '87 in an amateur bout. And 2 years after our bout, he won the Illinois State lightweight champ. He beat Tony La Rosa. That's Italian for The Rock. I'm David La Rock Nelson. He beat Tony La Rosa, who died in a motorcycle accident in 2004. He's a nice guy, but too bad. But Flowers beat him by decision for the Illinois State light heavyweight title. So I mean, I fought good fighters, man, and I got a tie with this guy. So, and that's pretty good. And the guy looked like Jim Brown. He's like 6'3".
Doing better than me, brother.
He looked like Jim Brown. And he's 178. I'm 160, and I'm 5'4", and I get a tie with him. Because you can watch it on YouTube. David Rock Nelson versus James Flowers, and people are cheering me on. They go, Rocky, Rocky, and I hit him with a good left hook. Wow! You can hear it smack against his head. Yeah, because Flowers said to me, he says, you beat me, you beat me. You know, he's talking like Ali, and he's trying to act like Ali. You know, I'm the greatest of all time. If you want to lose your money, they don't son it. Joe Frazier, it's going to be a thriller and a chiller and a killer when I kill the gorilla in Manila. Frazier in 6. See, this is a gorilla. This is Joe Frazier. You know. I love Joe Frazier is my favorite fighter. It smells like somebody passed gas around here.
Yeah, it does.
Something smells funky. Oh, God.
Could be cleaning out the cabinet over there, too.
Something that stinks, man.
I know they're getting ready to call it.
I'm doing a movie called Bigfoot Wreaks Havoc, and people say, oh, you mean Bigfoot Wreaks? I'm like, yeah, that'd be a good title. Bigfoot Wreaks. Something around here. Oh,
I think it's the food case over there.
Oh, something stinks. We gotta cut this interview.
Well, that's what I was about to say, brother. It's getting to be the witching hour anyways.
Oh, something smells bad.
I'll catch you later, brother. There we go. The first one we've done. Sorry, don't mean to kill you, David. We'll catch you later. Yeah, I'll come out. Well, we probably wake people up. I'll be right there. Let me try this again in a minute. If not, if I don't get the rest, I'll see you in a little while, folks. Before I run out of here and go over there.
Are you streaming that live?
No, I'm recording it. I'm going to edit it later.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, I'll put up the whole thing unedited tonight just for people to view.